You've been programmed, you've been manipulated, you've been brainwashed, you've been hoodwinked, and I would say you have been bamboozled. Today, we are talking all about how you've been brainwashed, but more importantly, how you can reprogram yourself to manifest the life that you want. Hello, for those of you that are new to me, my name is Brooke-Sidney. I am your favorite mindset and manifestation coach, and I help you reprogram your mind so you can make miracles manifest. So right now, there are two ways that you can work with me. There's one-on-one coaching, as well as our new community on School. It's building up now. It is the Make Miracles Manifest portal. Check it all out. All the links are below. And the Manifesting Frequency Accelerator is opening soon, so get on the wait list. All right, let's jump back into this whole brainwashing thing, because I know you're sitting there saying, yes, we know, right? Many of you that have been following me for a while, we talk a lot about how we are being programmed. We are being programmed by society. We are being programmed by the media. We are being programmed by our family. We come in essentially as a blank slate, right? Blank software. But our family, the media, society, in essence, instills in these beliefs, these thoughts, and these fears, most of the time programmed in lack and scarcity, that become our default settings, right? And so our work is to change our settings, change our beliefs, recode our programs so that we can have the life that we desire. And I truly feel at some essence free. Don't we each want to think thoughts and beliefs that serve us and feel good, and that we're not walking around like subconsciously just reproducing what else is out there, or just not thinking critically and just moving through society like that? No. In order for us to manifest the lives that we want, we have to reprogram our mind, and we have to become conscious of what is actually going on inside of us. And I really want to stress this before I jump all into it, is that we're at a critical point in time. We're all seeing the rise of new technology, AI. Some people would argue a lot of propaganda on television and social media. But I want you to understand, they're all competing for this very expensive real estate, this real estate that you know as your brain and your thoughts, this space between our ears, right? This is the most expensive real estate on the planet. It's why millions of corporations, it's why social media is spending all this time trying to influence our thoughts to do whatever they want us to do, whether that is buy something, whether that is accept something as truth, whether that is vote a certain way. So I want you to understand, although this might sound like optional, it's really not optional. It really truly isn't, and we need to wake up. So the first thing that I want us to understand is that we need to become aware of whatever programs that are running, right? I want you to think of your mind like a computer with software. Many of us are still running very outdated code, right? Our beliefs that we downloaded from childhood, culture, trauma, school, our families, and even social media. That's why manifestation sometimes feels hard, is because we're trying to install abundance codes, love codes on a software system that's still coded, right? It's old, it's still coded in lack and fear and scarcity. And every commercial, every news story, everything on social media is like this tiny act of brainwashing and programming. And it's training your subconscious what to believe, what to want, what to fear, and of course, what to feel. So as I was saying before, right now we're seeing all of this stuff happening in the media. Many of us are trying to escape it. We're trying to put our heads in the sand. We're trying to be, in essence, delusional with that to a degree, as long as we're still waking up to our own programs that we're running, right? I agree. If we can turn off the television some, if we can tune out these messages that the economy is bad, right? And that, AI is going to take over everything, and whatever you believe about what's happening in our political system right now, yes, those messages are there. But the more important thing that I want you to think about is how you and your subconscious and your system is interpreting those messages. So if you hear the economy is bad, your subconscious is probably hearing that money is scarce. If you're seeing a lot of conflict, your nervous system is probably learning the world isn't safe. It doesn't feel safe. Or when you're watching everyone else's social media, which is essentially a highlight reel, your mind is thinking, I'm behind or I'm not good enough. And before long, that becomes the script that you are using. That becomes your narrative. That becomes a story. That's why it's so important for us to become aware of it, because awareness is the first step in changing it and reprogramming it. Next step is really what I call like the wake up moment, right? Get woke on yourself. You want to decide to question your programming. You want to decide to look at the beliefs that you're running. And that is the moment that you truly wake up. You start asking yourself, who told me this belief? Who benefits if I stay afraid? Who gains if I stay small or distracted? Once you start asking those questions for yourself, you begin to take your power back, because we can't change something that we don't, in fact, know is there and that we don't address. So the next step is really about reprogramming ourselves so that we can become conscious creators, so that we can manifest the things that we want, so that we can think thoughts that feel good to us. To me, reprogramming your subconscious or reprogramming your mind is about replacing that old script with one that serves your divine purpose, with one that serves your God-given self, the one that serves who you came to be, who you are, right? And you do this through awareness, through repetition, and through emotion, and embodying this new language, this new consciousness, the new language of your consciousness. That's how you do it. And I've talked on this channel about affirmations, and I'm going to tag them. I've also talked about visualization, but it's also about embodying all of these things, right? Becoming the identity of the person who has those things. So, we do that through some of the tools that I've laid out here on this channel. So there's meditation, right? Meditation helps you quiet the noise. It helps you hear your own voice. It helps you hear, to me, God and truth. The second thing that I use and I talk about very often, which is a tool for us reprogramming, is scripting and journaling. In essence, we are writing the new commands for our subconscious. Our pen becomes a portal, and you're going to hear that more and more and more. Our pen is our portal. It is our portal to our next level of transformation, to the new way that we're seeing ourselves, to our new identity, to our new thoughts, right? Through writing down our affirmations and our affirmations and the way that our life should work, by scripting it out and then using that as a visualization method. Then, of course, we have affirmations, where we're reprogrammed through empowered questions for, in essence, as I've said, our AI prompts, and I'll tag that video. We use affirmations, to me, very effectively because it helps us supplant our doubts. When we often say affirmations, we are basically trying to reprogram ourselves with like an affirmative thought, hence the word affirmation. But oftentimes our old programming raises doubts around whether that can even happen. And so those doubts end up really overriding those affirmations. That's why I feel like affirmations, where we're doing prompting, we're prompting our subconscious, we're asking the questions. One thing it does is it replaces those questions of doubt, right? Those questions get inserted. And then our mind and our subconscious goes to look for the answers. So affirmations are super, super effective. Make sure you watch the video and you can grab my free guide for like business success and abundance affirmations. The last thing that I want us to think about is kind of in essence, the conscious consumption of our mind, right? Being selective about what goes into our mind, being very stingy and discerning about our attention and our energy, right? Everything is not good food for thought. Everything is not higher elevated consciousness. In fact, the majority of what we see being transmitted at this time, right, on the television, on social media, even sadly in our family and friends, because we've all been indoctrinated into this lack, scarcity, fear programming. It's present wherever we are. So we have to become the programmer. We have to stop sometimes all of the scrolling, and we have to start scripting. Stop scrolling, start scripting. Stop reacting, start coding, right? We have to become the coders of our world. We have to become the coders of our own conscious and subconsciousness. For those of us that are spiritual, and I really do consider myself in line with God, especially on this, the Bible says, be transformed by the renewing of our minds, which is Romans 12:2. We must renew our mind daily. And we do that through meditation, prayer, breath work, perhaps yoga, movement, getting out in nature, communing with animals, whatever works for you. Find the tool, find the technique, find the practice that gets you aligned. But we have to make a conscious effort to renew our minds, to renew that script, to reprogram. Through the Bible and other high consciousness literary works and guides, we know that there is a technology out there designed to help us reprogram ourselves. One of my biggest tools is the Bible and my faith, because that does help me transform my mind. It does help me renew my mind, renew my spirit, and stay focused on things that don't get me off track. There is a divine technology, and I believe that God knew that that transformation begins in our consciousness and it begins in our spirit. So when you renew your mind, you're renewing your entire reality. You're renewing the way that you think about things, the way you see things, the way you operate, and ultimately what you are manifesting. So to me, this isn't just about conspiracy, it's about your consciousness. You are co-creating with God, or you're co-creating with fear. You get to decide. You get to choose your frequency. So today I'm going to ask you, what program are you running? Are you running a program that has been written for you, or are you running the one that your soul meant to write, or right now is calling you to write? I do believe that the people that are listening to my message and feel aligned with my frequency, you know that you are called for something more. You know that you're being tapped on the shoulder to upgrade, to reprogram your subconscious, to live your best life. So if you're ready to start reprogramming your mind, if you're ready to start stepping into this next level of power, if you're ready to manifest the things that you know are aligned with you, and you're ready to step into the mindset and the identity of that person, then I invite you to, one, join the Make Miracles Manifest portal on School, as well as to do one-on-one work so that we can go deeper and elevate you and move you through quicker. Make sure that you grab the Ask Formations guide below, and I'll see you in the next video.